is a great pleasure to me to be with you this afternoon and to share some of my experiences as the compere of the lecture has already told you. But right in the beginning, I am not very sure what to talk to you, what topic should I take. And right in the beginning, when I talked to your faculty about the topic that I should take up this afternoon, she told me that I have a free choice. I will be having a free choice so that I can freely move on any topic, not just about the choice of the topic, but even in between, I will shift from one topic to another topic and another topic to another topic. So sometimes you might find it incoherent also. So please bear with me, because I will be moving in different directions at different times. But I think I will not waste your time, because you can assimilate or you can comprehend whatever I am going to utter to you. Now, first of all, I go on most basic term, because so many times during the various interviews for various academic faculty posts in various universities, what I have observed that the interviewee lacked in knowledge of the basic term, and being confused on basic term, they are confused in or as regard many topics and many things, because they lack the knowledge of very basic concept of the term. And many times it gives a very bad picture of the candidate in the interview when they cannot explain the simple term when asked. They know the whole theory. They are well versed in the theory. They know the subject very well. But in most of the interviews, all the interviewers put very simple questions. Some very few basic simple terms. But the students or those who appear in the interview, they are not in a position to explain them correctly, precisely. And this is one of the most important reasons of failure of good students in interviews. So since you had asked me to share the experience, my experiences, so this is one of the experiences. That in interviews most of the students lack the knowledge of the basic term. For example, you are doing some MBA or some kind of that degree, but if I ask you what the management exactly is, or if somebody has done PhD and I ask what the research is, okay, or even in the interview of professors, full-fledged professors, I have taken interview, and I ask what is research and what is the difference. They have written a number of research papers, but when I ask what is the difference between the research paper and an article of newspaper, many times they cannot give a correct answer. What is the difference between a dissertation or thesis or a book? Supposing there is a book on child labor and there is a thesis on child labor, what will be the basic difference between two? We are not in a position to explain them very correctly and precisely. So this is, while this is something very important, you must know what the research does mean. What way you go in research. It's entirely different. Book is a different thing and research dissertation is a different thing. Article is a different thing, research paper is a different thing. Entirely different thing. But concept is not clear, and this is something very unfortunate. What I strongly believe, that if you want to build up a very good structure of knowledge, if you want to be very good teacher or academician, you must know the meaning of term from its roots. The meaning or the concept must be very, very clear in your mind, so that you can explain it to anybody, anytime. And only then you can have capacity to analyze, capacity to explain, capacity to interpret, and then to use your knowledge for some very good practical purposes. So that gives you a kind of brain exercise. Because the basic purpose of teaching or basic purpose of education or whatever we teach you in the class is to exercise your brain. Because most of the time, or probably not, there might not be even a single case when your knowledge of books is useful for the practical purposes. It's not that. When your knowledge is useful, if you go on practical fields. For example, for the most elite services, civil services, we select some persons. Okay? And we look at their career. Then we make them appear in a test in which we put many questions which they have studied on their graduation or post-graduation level. But are those questions, or is that knowledge is useful in the administration? I just want to communicate to you the basic purpose of education, which many times we do not very well understand. So, is that all those theories of political science or theories of public administration, if somebody has appeared in the examination in his chosen subject of public administration, I go to UPSC and this is now the most favorite subject for the civil service aspirants, public administration. They are offering public administration on the first place, then anthropology. So, are those theories which we study in public administration are useful in the actual administration? I don't think. Or what we study in anthropology, that is nowhere applicable in public administration. Particularly when we take that kind of the other branch of anthropology, scientific anthropology, in which we study about genes, how a certain nature has been formed in certain community, and that is very technical, highly technical. So, is that important for an IAS officer administering the district? Even then we conduct that kind of test, anthropology test or public administration test. This is because we want to see whether the person has done due exercise of his brain or not. And if he knows he has done a due exercise. I can give you a similar example and then you will understand why we test the academic quality or academic capacity of the person applying for certain post for IAS or any other like that. That in order to make our body strong, we do exercises. In army, we organize drills daily exercise and drills and all that. But when the actual war comes, do people start exercising there? सीमा पर लड़ाई हो जाए तो आप क्या ड्रिल और कसरत करते हैं? नहीं. That is in order to make your body smart, your body dynamic, your body that can take lot of exertion. Similarly, by imparting education of different subjects, we try to train your brain in a way so that you can tackle a particular situation by exercising your mind. So if your career has been good, if you have successfully passed certain examination, then it is believed that you have made a due exercise of your brain, due exercise to your brain, and you are capable of dealing with the situation effectively. Okay, wherever you are, whether you are wedlock, whether it's dealing with your girlfriend or boyfriend, or whether it is for the district collector to deal with the district law and order. If your brain is trained, if your brain has done due exercise, then you can be successful or you can be effective in managing a very good girlfriend and administering at the same time your district also. So this is for that purpose. So I wanted to let you know the real purpose of the education or what we expect. And this is possible when you study the subject from roots. Where are you going? Where are you? This knowledge trust which is more important to pitch. Please, if somebody is willing to go, you are free to go, but don't disturb it between. So now, if the terms are clear right from beginning, then the problem is least. Okay? And don't go. Those who go may be losers. Because I will tell you something very important so that any one of you can become Manmohan Singh. Okay? And very simple thing. Don't think that it is